Man, my pockets got nice, I'ma need me a masseuse. Man, they already know my name, I don't need to introduce. I be rhyming like I'm Zeus, bring the thunder like I'm Zeus. We can hang like a noose, then you...
Yeat, the 22-year-old Portland rapper who has been really blowing up.
Oh yeah, look. Whoa, something blew up. Like me.
Now if you're watching this, I'm guessing you at least know a little bit about Yeat, but if you don't or if you just want to hear the full story, I already did a whole video about his come up and rise to fame. But like I mentioned, Yeat has been going crazy in these past few months. From getting that Drake cosign with his viral track Get Busy, getting his first Lyrical Lemonade music video with Cole Bennett, to then just dropping his new project last month titled 2 Alive, which would go on to sell a solid 34K first week, as well as feature huge artists like Young Thug and Gunna, and also having a deluxe confirmed to be on the way with at least one Lil Uzi Vert feature, as well as quote someone bigger, quite possibly Drake. But now that Yeat has really started to break into the mainstream, we're now starting to see him play more shows, as well as starting to see festivals trying to book him for a set. However, as we just saw last week, Rolling Loud announced the lineup for their upcoming Miami festival, and as we can see, despite having a great lineup, Yeat is nowhere to be found. As one of the co-founders and owners of Rolling Loud would then actually tweet shortly after, "We tried booking Yeat, had him confirmed twice, but now we're told he wants to focus on hard ticket shows this year." So Rolling Loud actually had Yeat locked in twice. However, again, according to that tweet and also the fact that he's no longer on the lineup, Yeat turned down performing at Rolling Loud. And while it may seem like a bad move on his part deciding not to perform at one of the biggest hip-hop festivals, in this video I'm going to discuss why Yeat is smart for rejecting Rolling Loud.
I am the one, the way your son don't need.
So like I mentioned, Yeat has honestly blown up so fast and so much just in these past few months alone. And now that we're starting to see these festivals announce their lineups for this summer, many people were hoping to see Yeat on a few. However, again, he's yet to show up on a festival lineup, including the upcoming Rolling Loud Miami in July. And again, with that tweet from Tariq Sheriff, one of the co-founders of Rolling Loud, we can see that Rolling Loud again actually had Yeat confirmed twice. But then obviously he has since pulled out, as the tweet also says they were told Yeat is now focusing on hard ticket shows this year. And if it wasn't already obvious as to what that means, Yeat would also post this on his Instagram story just a few days ago, saying, "There's a reason I ain't doing these festivals. About to announce something." So clearly, Yeat is about to announce his first ever tour. And again, I think this is a really smart move by Yeat and his team, despite the fact that I've never been to a Yeat show yet. From the clips I've seen online, he's looked a little uncomfortable on stage performing, and doesn't seem to have the best stage presence yet, which is totally understandable though, as again Yeat's blown up so fast and really hasn't had much practice doing shows. So with Yeat turning down a huge festival like Rolling Loud and deciding to focus on his own tour, this will give Yeat a lot of time to practice and get better on stage, this time with an entire crowd who is there strictly to see him. Because when you perform at these huge music festivals, a lot of times they like to just throw these up-and-coming guys either early on during the day on one of the main stages, or later at one of the small ones. And in both of these cases, you obviously have to perform to the entire crowd in attendance at your stage, which are a lot of times just people waiting around to see the big headlining acts later that night. So then you end up getting a crowd that doesn't really care too much about watching your set, and might only know maybe your most popular song if you're lucky, then end up standing around during the rest of your performance. And with a guy like Yeat, who I mentioned already seems a little shy and uncomfortable up on stage, that is not what you want for some of your first real performances. Now I think Yeat would definitely put on a more hype show than her, but like remember when Coi Leray did one of her first festivals last year and went viral with it, but not for good reasons, as clips of just how dead the crowd was during her set would make their rounds all over the internet. And I think I speak for a lot of people too when I say that I would much rather see Yeat on his tour rather than at Rolling Loud. As again with how popping Yeat is, this tour he's getting ready to announce is about to be crazy lit. Like just look how his recent listening party he was set to host at the Roxy Theater in LA would have to get shut down by the police before it even started. As they said, the venue oversold the amount of tickets and had over 1,000 people going crazy out on the street. And along with the fact that again his tour is just going to be way more lit, it's also going to be way cheaper too, as tickets for Rolling Loud cost literally a couple $100, whereas for a smaller tour you don't usually pay more than like $50. And while I'm not sure how much Yeat's current booking price is, or how much Rolling Loud was willing to pay him, but by going on tour Yeat will also make a lot more money himself, and capitalize on how hot he is at the moment by having fans just come to see him and not all of these other huge artists. And again, seeing a rapper on their own tour in a smaller venue is a much better experience than watching them perform a quick 20-minute set during a festival. Overall, I just think rejecting these big festivals is a very smart move by Yeat at the moment. Now I'm guessing we'll definitely see Yeat play these huge festivals down the line in his career because they are a great way to expand your fan base if done right. But again, at the moment, I just think Yeat focusing on his own tour and getting better on stage is the perfect move for him, which I think we'll see him announce this tour after the deluxe for 2 Alive drops, which could be any week now. Yeat just seems to really know his current worth, has a great team behind him that knows what they're doing, and is moving very smart in this industry. So that'll do it for this video on Yeat. If you haven't yet, please do me a favor and drop a like for me, and also be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for new videos every week. I also wanted to mention that I finally started an Instagram page for the channel, so be sure to also check that out as well.
They was like Ray Charles, didn't see my vision. Only need one shot, don't need no provision. Man, I don't need no permission when I'm whipping in the kitchen. When I'm scraping all these bowls, it is like I'm doing dishes. I ain't worried about that girl, cause she got lots of fishes. I ain't really read the terms or agree to those conditions. I ain't really come from rags, but I'm